Hello and welcome, family, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Seraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are acclimatizing, family, to the new earth, that you are well in all your ways, and that you're just, you're moving to the beat of a different drum, if I can say that, because we really are in a brand new earth, brand new season, brand new timeline. It's amazing when you just feel it. It's absolutely amazing. And today I wanted to talk about, the question that I get asked a lot. This could even have been an Ask Dr. Mumbi, I'm telling you. And it's all about seeking spiritual help. How should we go about seeking spiritual help? What should we be doing? What kind of characteristics should we be looking for? Family, based on my own personal experience, I never like to encourage people to go to any prophet or seer or, medicine man or medicine woman in this season, because it is such... You see, a lot of them are out of balance. We've been in a season where all this spirituality and spiritual healing has actually been out of balance. And a lot of the people who have been practicing spiritual medicine, spiritual healing, all these things, the prophets, the seers, the oracles, I feel that they have been largely compromised by the dark ages, and the ones who are prominent have really benefited because they've been involved in some kind of dark arts. And I really speak from experience, family. I really do, where I encountered, what I thought was a high-level spiritualist when I traveled to West Africa last time. Turns out this guy was a wizard, crazier than the Wizard of Oz. So thanks to everyone who, put that in the comments of that previous video. And seriously, family, lives were lost, animals were sacrificed. I nearly lost my own life. I was chased from my home, all because I had sought the help of this, he came out, the way he was described to me is this, elder, this healer, this, wonderful person who just can sort out your life. When I went to his place, he had, children running around, women everywhere, just able to, and he weaved a good web. But you see, what I realized, family, is that the ego has been king in the season that just passed. And a lot of these people may have had the gift of sight, may have had certain gifts of healing, may have had certain prophecies, but they became corrupted either by money. Money is the one thing that has corrupted a lot of our spiritualists. Or by power, by being able to overpower people, or by their own woundings that they haven't, healed or worked on, because they're on this whole thing of, I'm this spiritual leader, I'm a spiritualist, I'm this, I'm that. And so I find that most of the spiritual leaders that I met in that former time, because we're in a new season, and the new oracles, the new healers, they are being prepared. And I'll let you know how to get in touch with them. But for these old ones, they're all like these pastors, family. They've been compromised. Their powers and abilities run through a certain lens. And you see, this season has all been about healing. But what happened is that healing... You see, for them to see that healing, they would see our initial wounding. They saw how our mothers or our fathers belittled us, put us down, made us suffer, were narcissists. So literally grew us, raised us to have low self-confidence, low self-esteem. They can see in your life, especially when you go to them seeking something, they can see where you've been broken, the brokenness in you. And it's so easy. And they can also see the bright, shining light in you. That you are a chosen one. That you have this gifting or that gifting. And it's so easy for them to play on your weaknesses so that they can harvest your strength. And every single spiritualist that I visited at one time or another family tried to hook to my energy one way or another. Initially, they would start out really genuine, but it would reach a point where it's just almost too easy for them to hook you. And you see, even the way we approach healers, spiritualists, oracles, sometimes because of how religion has corrupted us, we'll approach them the way we used to approach a pastor or a prophet, like they're the all-knowing one. Like, we give our power to them so easily, like, oh my God, you're the one who has my answer. When literally they're just there to do an unlocking or an opening. It's not about them. Spirit moves through them to bless you. They're a channel, they're a medium, that's it. Those healing abilities are not in their own capability. It literally is a servant of God. Because healing is all about taking in that God energy and releasing it to the person. And in healing, you are healed. Teaching is taking that download from the Most High and teaching your fellow man. And in teaching others, you are taught. You learn something. In fact, the teacher is the most blessed. Because you get the message first and you get so many other messages first. But because we go with almost like a beggar mentality, and I was guilty of this too. It's so easy for them to manipulate our weaknesses. And the greatest sign the Spirit has told me that these things aren't for real is the fact that usually you're supposed to go to, like among the Agikoyo nation, we only went to the healers or the medicine men and women with the highest situation because we could deal with 90% of our own ailments. We had the plants around, growing around us. Some were super plants like this moringa tree that's here, which could literally just taking it regularly, and sickness wasn't a concept like it is today, where it's literally a part of the matrix, a part of the structure of reality. But people only visited these high-level spiritualists when sugar had hit the fan. And it was a one-time thing. But many who seek the help of others, they'll put you in a loop where, okay, first we'll deal with this, then we'll deal with that, then we'll deal with this. There's a man who got in touch with me when I talked about the elder that I went to see, and he was telling me how, he had joined, it literally is like a church, he had joined, he ended up becoming part of this, Guka's church. And he was like, I can't tell you how many goats I sacrificed for this and for that and for this situation and for that situation. And it's that manipulation which is so easy when people don't know themselves. And I'm telling you, I also feel like when we go to a lot of these spiritualists, it's like they only see the light. They can see part of the giftings, but they don't really see who you really, really, really are. That's not open to them. And it's all about chameleon power, where you're hidden in plain sight. You appear as one thing when you're actually the other. But usually with this spiritualist, it's a one time. You go, your situation is resolved, and that's it. But they try and make us hook to their help. And in that, they now can harvest our energy regularly. Worse when they start getting us to call them, mama, papa. Because a lot of the spiritualists who have been operating in these dark ages have been operating on dark power. They are vampiristic. They rule the darkness because they're dark. So how do we find the correct spiritualists for ourselves in the seasons and times to come? How do we heal? Let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, family, to Wake Up Africa. Today we're talking about healing. I get so many emails from people asking me if I know a spiritualist, if I know, someone who can help them, a prophet or something, or someone, a seer who can help them with this one spiritual thing or another. And I've never recommended anyone, just because of my own experience, family, where I can say if I visited 5 high-level spiritualists, 3 try to take me out. 3 try to take my powers or rob me of my powers, and I know because I have a bright shining light. It's hard to have that discipline where you help and you just release. But what I have found is that you have to be spiritually led to these things. And let me just back up and say, number 1, the greatest healer right now is nature. Nature is healing, the ocean is healing people, the lakes are healing people, the trees are healing people. Just by you being in nature and the new vibration of nature, that is healing. If you're deeply connected, nature will even direct you to the medicine, to the herbs, to the plants, to the roots that you would need, or they will direct you. Because what I've found is that spiritually, I have been led or directed to certain healers. But you have to remain so spiritually sensitive, because the reason I was led to them was sometimes not the reason I thought. Like I traveled 14 hours one time to go by the ocean to meet this woman who, a friend actually, who was supposed to do this womb healing on me and all these things. But when I got there, the agenda changed. And Spirit was like, no, actually, that's not what you need. And I was led to do a lot of meditations by the ocean, just sitting by the ocean, getting in the ocean. Spiritually walking into the ocean, recognizing Mama Ocean. So all these things started to heal me. And I realized the reason I went to see my friend and why I had was because I needed to move to this new environment that I was in at that time. And there was something that I needed, my energy was needed there. There needed to be an energetic exchange. But usually if you're led to a healer, family, okay, now we're entering a new season, but you have to really be spiritually led to someone. Even for someone to give you a reading, to tell you what's coming in your future and all these things. Those are just probabilities based on the vibration you're in and the kind of star, the destiny star that you came in. So there's always like a little tug of war between the two, which will determine whether you end up fully in your destiny path or whether you're in ego path. And whenever you visit, every time you visit that oracle, you're in a different situation. But what I would say is be extremely discerning. And if spirit leads you to someone, protect your energy, protect your power before you go to them. And also have the discipline, hold yourself accountable that you will not make this person some kind of pastor in your life, your spiritual mother or your spiritual father. That you will honor them for their giftings, but you will not enter their cult. Because that's the thing. I see like so many want to create. You see, a lot of the healers have also been mixed in with their egos, family. And when you see the healers that have been operating, for the ones that I've dealt with, because of the vibration, you are the vibration you're around. Because of the vibration of Mama Earth right now, these are not the highest level healers, family. They had some tricks to the trade. Some things had been revealed to them, but not all things. That they were supposed to help people in that season. But in this new season, new healers will be emerging. New schools of prophecy will be emerging, family. There'll be less exploitation because of how instant the spiritual judgment is in this new earth. You can't do something wrong and get away with it. You can't mess someone up. You can't take someone's energy and get away with it. There are certain actions that will spiritually get you killed, which means physically you will stop existing in due course. Everything has to be balanced, everything has to be exchanged. And you see, the healing comes from hearing something different, family. From shifting the matrix in your mind to a new alternative, to a different possibility. And that in turn shifts your life. So in this information age, many people have been healing themselves. You have probably been healing yourself. Maybe you'll hear a certain message about our people on, from a YouTuber or something. Maybe you'll go and you'll have a conversation with some good friends. Some who you don't know are master healers. Just being in their presence and having those conversations with them shifts you, shifts your energy, heals you. Maybe you'll be led by a lake somewhere to allow that body of water to heal you. We're moving in some mystical and very spiritual ways now, family. Nothing is happening now the way it used to happen, which means we also have to shift how we think things will happen. A lot of you are healing yourselves, or one brief encounter will shift and heal you. So don't seek too much outside, looking for this and looking for that. Rather, just seek inside. Constantly ask the Most High and the Great Spirit and your spiritual team for direction, for balance, for order, for restoration. Because your words are just as healing, family. And what I've found is like when I start, many might say praying for myself, but declaring life over my own life. Those stubborn things that I haven't been able to deal with, the information will come to me and I will be miraculously healed. We're in the season now of self-sovereignty, family. You'll find that a lot of things, if you're connected to your spiritual team, you can do on your own. Especially if you're a chosen one. You came equipped with everything. You're like a president. You see the way presidents travel with their ambulance, their security, their this, their chef, their... That's how you came into this world, like spiritually equipped for everything. Now, what will happen is when you move into your giftings of healing or leading, it will be for the unawakened that have been approved to join the new earth kind of thing. But be careful of the spiritualists of old family. There are some new healers out there, but also like talk to these people, hear where they're at mentally, where their lives are at, because anything that they are still processing, they will pass on to you in a healing. But those are definitely stories for other days. Tuko pamoja.